I helped my client Rick add $70,000 to his pipeline with just 1.9k followers, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how we did it. I'm going to run you through the exact content strategy we implemented to do that, so you can actually take it and do it for yourself. And by the way, before we get into this video, if you want the free video templates we actually use to get him these results, they're going to be in the second link in the description. You can download them and use them. But without further ado, let's go into my computer and run you through what we did. So how did we add 70k to Rick's pipeline with just 1.9k followers? And now most 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs think they need a huge following to generate serious revenue, but you don't, okay? We literally proved that strategic content beats follower count every single time. With just 1.9k followers, you built a 70k plus pipeline using a calculated content approach that most entrepreneurs completely miss. This isn't about going viral, and this is where most coaches go wrong. Most 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs go wrong. They think you need to go viral, but that's not true. That's a vanity metric. Viral is vanity, views is vanity. So I'm going to break down the exact strategy we went through. Let's get into it. So first is the actual foundation, and this is where most people go wrong. You need to know your ideal client before you actually create content. Now you're doing 6 to 8 figures, okay? So you probably know your ideal client pretty well, but you create content that literally doesn't speak towards your ideal client, and that's wrong, okay? So you've probably got it backwards. You create the content first, then figure out that your ideal client during the sales call. But we flipped the script for Rick. We understood before posting anything. We jumped on a call and got crystal clear on exactly who he's speaking to, and this allows us to actually speak towards the ideal client. Again, views don't matter, but if you're speaking towards the ideal client, they're going to come into your pipeline, okay? Without this clarity, you're just shouting into the void, hoping someone resonates, and this isn't a good way to go about it. So stop creating content and hoping it finds the right people. Know your people first, then create content that speaks directly towards them, okay? So there's 6 main things that you should know before creating the content about your ideal client. First, of course, is their buying behavior. So how do they make purchase decisions? What triggers them to actually buy? And you can do this by literally analyzing your closing calls and just seeing what makes people buy. Next is their pain. So you need to know what keeps them up at night. What problems are they desperate to solve? Of course, this is very important, so you can speak towards them and they'll be like, okay, damn, this resonates with me. Next is their desired outcome. So what transformation are they seeking and where do they actually want to be in the future? Next is their limiting beliefs. So what beliefs are stopping them from taking action right now? This way you can, when you know these things, you can shift those beliefs within the content, because there's some beliefs that are stopping them from taking action that make them think, okay, this doesn't actually work. But anyway, next is objections. So what are their biggest hesitations and concerns about buying from you, and also just in general about the thing that you're offering, about the, let's just say you have a offer about the business opportunity that you're providing. The next is questions. So questions are concerns. What do they need answered before they're ready to move forward? So you probably get a load of questions right now on your sales calls and concerns, definitely. So you can shift these and you can get rid of them before the call with content, okay? Where a lot of people go wrong is they think they need to know the every move of their ideal client. Now this is handy, of course, but you only really need to understand these 6 things and you'll create content that converts like crazy. And this is the difference between content that entertains and content that actually sells and gets results, okay? And by the way, guys, just a quick stop to this video for a moment. If you want us to implement this strategy done for you and you're a 6 to 8 figure entrepreneur, you can book in a call with the first link in the description. All you have to do is press record for 30 minutes to an hour a week, and we take care of the rest and get you results like this. So if you want to, again, first link in the description, book in a free call. We'll run you through how you can implement this strategy for your business and your content, and we'll go from there. But back to the video. Next, what we did for our client Rick is we implemented a lead magnet strategy. We got crystal clear on who he's talking to, but then we created a lead magnet tailored towards that said person. And this is why lead magnets really matter, because what you need to understand is content is kind of like getting the attention and nurturing the attention, but you still need a conversion strategy in place. I'm not saying people won't book in from the content they are going to, but hitting them from another angle wouldn't hurt. Pause. But it just wouldn't hurt at all, and it's going to really push them over the edge. And this is why we built a specific lead magnet that Rick's ideal clients actually needed. And this wasn't some generic PDF nobody wants. It was an actual step-by-step process, allowing them to get a small win, and that small win will actually push them over the edge to buy from Rick and book in a call, or just in general be more nurtured. So we identified a gap between where his prospects were at and where they wanted to be, then created something that bridges that gap. And this became our leverage to capture emails and start conversations using ManyChat. So your lead magnet should be so valuable that people would pay for it. When you give that away for free, you build instant credibility and start nurturing relationships through strategic email campaigns. And this is very important. Again, we're just hitting them from another angle and giving away free value. So next is what you've been waiting for, and that's the 3-pillar content strategy. But I just wanted to run you through that, those bits beforehand, just so you know what we did. So we got clear on his ideal client. We created a lead magnet that we can now promote within the content and grab people's emails using ManyChat, which I will go through in a minute. But there was a 3-pillar content strategy that we used for Rick, and this literally changed everything. This is how we were able to find outliers, and now we're going to go all in on those outliers. So we didn't randomly just post and hope. We split Rick's content into 3 distinct types, each with a specific purpose in moving prospects through the pipeline. So this strategic approach ensures you're not just creating noise. Every single piece of content serves the business. Some content attracts new eyeballs, some positions you as the authority, and some provides the social proof that closes the deals. So number 1 was growth content, and what we did here is, and the whole goal of this content is to attract new prospects and just get more reach, so people can come into your world and then get nurtured and then we're going to grab their emails, etc. But the growth content is really just researching your industry, seeing what kind of content works, finding an outlier within that piece of content and going all in on that. The next was niche authority, and I'm going to explain these all in detail one by one. I'm just going to go through them now. And this content is positioning yourself as the expert and nurturing prospects. Number 3 is, of course, social proof content, and this is showing real results, and it's going to push people over the edge to buy from you, because if they see other people winning like themselves, they're going to want to take action and know your shit works. Okay, so pillar 1 is growth content. So growth content that actually converts. So what growth content does, it just brings new people into your world, but there's a secret that no one really speaks about. We didn't reinvent the wheel. Okay, what we did is we researched Rick's industry to find what hooks, topics and formats actually works. I need to put me somewhere where I don't have to keep moving myself about. But we found what already worked, and then we added his unique opinion and mechanism to them. And this is how you stand out, okay? This is how you become the authority within your industry. You don't just copy what's actually in your industry word by word. You take it and add your own unique mechanism, unique opinions, controversial opinions to that said thing, to that said topic. The main thing that really matters is the topics and the formats, because once you test new formats, you're going to find a format that's really working very well, and then you can go all in on that format. And especially the topics, they work super well, but you need to add your own unique value to it, so you stand out from the crowd, basically. Okay, what we did is we tested multiple formats and we found an outlier, a specific approach that outperformed everything else. Once we identified it, we're now going all in on it. Just keep in mind as well that my client Rick's only been in with us for about a month or 2, and he's already got 70k in his pipeline, okay, which is insane, okay? And he's only got 2k followers, as I said, which is even more insane. I want to show you the specific growth content that actually performed well, and as you can see, it's my client Rick. He's only got 2k followers. So we found this one here that worked outperformed one. This is just a talking head video, but this one really outperformed everything at the moment. Again, only get like, he's not getting millions of views, but he's still attracting really ideal clients to his calls and closing them, which is insane. 12k views, which is good. And look how many leads he got. And this is commenting for his lead magnet, which again, I will go through in a minute. I'm pretty sure it got around 500 likes. I'll show it up on the screen, but 500 likes and around 200 comments for his lead magnet. So 200 emails grabbed basically, which is very insane. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. And just one last call to action I'm going to make. If you want the free frameworks we used for Rick's content, they'll be in the second link in the description. You can download them and utilize them for your business. So a pro tip for growth content is don't spread yourself thin testing forever. Test quickly, find your outlier, then go all in on what works. That's how you actually build momentum. We've got a lot of momentum on Instagram right now for Rick, and that's why we're trying to test as many formats as possible and go all in on what works. The topic for that video was about, do you want to get rich or do you want to get wealthy? If you want to get rich, you start a business. If you want to get wealthy, you buy one instead, and that's Rick's unique mechanism. Okay, so the key isn't just copying what works, it's taking proven frameworks and then injecting your unique perspective. Okay, that's very important, and that's what makes people stop scrolling and actually pay attention to you instead of 100 other people saying the exact same thing. Okay, so you've got to add your unique value to it, otherwise it's just not going to work. Okay, I'm afraid. Next is niche authority content. Now, this is when people come into your world. So the growth content brings people into your world. And what we actually did was, not with that organic piece of content I just showed you, that's fully organic, but another one, let me just show you, might as well show you it now, is this type of content. Where is it? This one right here, it done well, but what we decided to do was add fuel to the fire of this, and we just literally boosted it. Well, didn't boost it, we went into the Meta Business Suite and ran it as an ad, but this is insanely, like, this done insanely well, so we just thought, let's add fuel to the fire of it, and we did. And the best thing about this, which is very important, is it's getting people to follow him that we can then reach out to using ManyChat. Again, I'll go through this in a bit, but it's also getting people commenting for his lead magnet, which again is grabbing people's emails, adding it to their email list, which is insane. He's literally got so many comments on this. I think it's over 500 comments for his lead magnet. So once you find one that works, add fuel to the fire of it. We may do this for this one here, but I'm not sure we are going to. I'm just going to keep this one organic because it's already performing super well. But this way you can get really targeted with who you're going to as well, which is very good, because again, even if you are speaking to your ideal client, you can't really control the algorithm, but you can control the ads, etc. Okay, but I went off topic there. Let's get into the niche authority pieces of content, which is building trust and pre-selling prospects. So when people come into your world from the ad, from the organic content, through the growth content, this is where the magic happens. And authority content positions Rick as the expert while nurturing prospects until they're pre-sold before ever hopping on a call. So remember those 6 things you learned about your ideal client? This is where you use them. This is where you create content that shifts limiting beliefs, overcomes objections, answers any questions and concerns, and addresses concerns proactively. But what you need to understand is, with this type of content, you don't just need to sit at your desk and do this. You can test different formats. So you can do stuff. For Rick, we done truth or myth. So someone asking questions and he said about buying businesses, and he says truth or myth. This is answering any questions and concerns. It's also shifting beliefs. An example of a belief his prospect has is, you need money, a lot of money, to buy a business. And he shifted that belief by saying, no, you don't. You need an SBA loan and seller financing. Then he explains what those said things are. And this just shifts the beliefs, overcomes the objections, so they're pre-sold before the call. And there's this really simple hack we used for Rick that I use for all of my other clients as well, to find out these things and come up with content ideas for niche authority pieces, which is using ChatGPT. It's using AI. So what you need to do is download all your sales calls, gather recordings from actual conversations with prospects and clients, coaching calls, mentorship calls, etc. group coaching, feed them into ChatGPT, upload transcripts and ask for patterns in objections and beliefs and questions and concerns, analyze the data, identify the most common themes across all conversation, and create targeted content. So build videos addressing each objections and belief directly. AI is very important, and if you're not using it within your content, you're missing out, because this can you can literally do this automatically. You can do this within 5 minutes. But a big tip for this is use this mix. So 5 closed deals, get 5 of your sales calls that close from your sales team, 5 non-closes, 5 coaching calls, and 5 random calls. This gives you a complete picture of your prospects' buying behavior, and now you're actually creating content that literally answers the exact questions preventing people from buying. And that's how you move prospects from maybe to hell yes. I like to call these onboarding calls. They're going to hop on a call with you and just say, yo, send the invoice, which is very handy. So pillar number 3 is social proof content, and people don't just buy your promises, they buy proof. Social proof content is your closer. Okay, this is what's going to really close the deal. It's the content that pushes prospects over the edge when they're on the fence. Okay, so for Rick, we leveraged clients' results, testimonials, and real transformation stories, but what we leveraged was really his social proof. And because he buys businesses and he's very established in the business acquisition world, so we use that as leverage. So this isn't about bragging, it's about showing prospects that what you promise actually happens for real people just like them. So what we did was showcase specific outcomes and transformations your clients achieved, video testimonials, so let satisfied clients tell their story in their own world, show your process and how you deliver results. And when prospects see others winning, it removes the last bit of resistance. They think it worked for them, it can work for me. That's when they book a call and show up ready to buy. And to be straight up, Rick doesn't have a lot of client social proof, so it was a bit harder, but we still made it happen. He has his own social proof, that's why it worked. And the only reason, we don't normally work with people who don't have a lot of clients results, but I decided to work with Rick because he had his own social proof and it was a lot of proof, so that's why we decided to, and we still made it happen. We still made 70k. You don't need, well, you do need client results social proof, but if you have your own social proof, of course it is great and you can use it as leverage, and that's what we did for Rick. So that's the type of content you need. Now before we finish this video, I just want to run you through what we actually use to grab these emails and everything like that. There's 2 main sequences we actually used in ManyChat. So if you don't know what ManyChat is, it's basically an automation platform linked with Instagram that literally sends people over stuff automatically when they comment a keyword on your post. Or for example, it's 2 automations we set up. One was a follow, so this is saying hi to new followers, and this is something called speed to lead. As you probably know, speed to lead super important. You have to contact your a prospect within 5 minutes, and that's going to give it a more likely chance of converting. And what you can do now is set up a new automation in ManyChat that reaches out to new followers automatically within 5 minutes. So we set this up for Rick. I'm not going to show you his metrics because I don't really want to do that, and I feel like that's a bit private. But basically every time he gets a follow, we reach out to them with ManyChat and just say, hey, thanks for the follow. Are you on your so-and-so journey, or you just enjoying my content? This response rate is about 20%, which is insane. And then we just continue the conversation with a setter, which is very important to have. You need an appointment setter to continue the conversation. Or you could do what I do for my one. I literally just send them over to my YouTube. So I say, hey, thanks for the follow. Just curious, what made you follow? Are you actively looking to get high ticket clients through your content? If so, this YouTube video below would help a lot. I just send them over to my free training. This could be a video sales letter, and that's going to convert them into booking a call. The next sequence we set up was one for the lead magnet, and this is mine. This one didn't really perform as well for me, but for Rick, let me just show you the lead magnet we set up. I won't run you through this whole automation, and 329 times it ran 312 unique contacts, 55 emails just from this one ManyChat sequence when we set up multiple. But also, just so you know, some actually didn't collect the emails, but we went in again manually and grabbed their emails that way. But this sequence is very good because it promotes your lead magnet, gets people to comment, which increases engagement on your Instagram videos, which gets pushed out to more people. But it also grabs your prospects emails and adds it to your email list automatically. So what you do is we just say, hey, we get them to comment a keyword. We just say, hey, did you want the business buying guide? Great, just drop your email. If they don't reply, they get an email, just drop your email, I'll send the checklist through. And once they send it through, it adds the email list to it adds the contact to Rick's email list automatically. And then I just say something like this: you can either set up an automation to send the email, actually send the email, but I just say sometimes the email doesn't send, so here's the guide if you want to access it straight away, and boom, they get the free guide, the free lead magnet. And then I put a tag on it saying warm lead, so I can go in there and follow up with them. And then I wait 23 hours and say, hey, how did you find a guide? Get any value from it? I know at first can be confusing. If so, have any questions, just let me know. I also say, hey, do let me know what you're struggling with the most when it comes to so-and-so. So for Rick, buying businesses, got a lot of content that will help. And then for each one, I just send a lead magnet, but we also get them to follow. So if they're not following, we can say something like, make sure you're following. If not, it won't send. And once they follow, it sends them the lead magnet. If they don't follow, it just won't send them it. So you get more followers from this as well. It also starts conversations, of course, it nurtures them more by giving them free guides. And you can also, which we haven't done yet because we can just go in manually and do this, but you can just follow up with them and get them on a call. But that's what I just wanted to quickly go through. This is how we actually converted people. We created that content that I've run you through. We've grabbed their emails with ManyChat, with the lead magnet, and we've hit them from emails as well. So we've basically got an asset. An email list is an asset, and you probably have one, but it's always good to grow it. But yeah, it's your turn to implement this strategy today. So Rick went from 1.9k followers to 70k pipeline because we focused on our strategy over vanity metrics. Now it's your turn to implement this exact framework. So get clear on your ideal client, build a valuable lead magnet, create strategic content, test, and most importantly, optimize and use ManyChat, okay? Stop chasing followers, start building a pipeline. And if you want us to implement this exact strategy completely done for you, all you have to do is press record for 30 minutes to an hour a week. That's it, we take care of the rest. Check the first link in the description and book in a free call. We'll run you through how we can implement this strategy for your business, for your content, and we'll go from there. But I hope you got some value from this video. You now know the exact strategy to implement, but if you don't know how to script these pieces of content, how to find these content ideas, how to research your industry, you're not going to get anywhere. So you can check out this video up here and it's going to run you through that. It will be in the middle of the screen right now. You can click on that. But I hope you got some value from this. Subscribe, everything like that, and peace.